God doesn't hide your soulmate. He prepares you so that you could recognize them.
Welcome to Yenga's Corner, podcast empowering women of all ages through God's Word.
Hey, dear friends, welcome to Yenga's Corner and another episode of our series, Loving in God's Way. Yes, we're in the month of Valentine. So I am so excited to have my daughter-in-law with me. Hey, Deborah.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me in this episode. Yes, every time I get the opportunity to meet her, because they're like over 1,300 kilometers away from us. So I get the opportunity and I was like, yes, like any mother, I pulled her in and say, I want us to learn from you. Mm-hmm. So today we'll be talking about dating. Like, how do you choose the right person and how do you go about dating in a way that honors God? So if I give you my experience, if I give you my advice, you'll be like, Yenga, that is 3 decades away. So I have somebody in your era that is going to help you sisters to be able to know, first of all, how do you find the soulmate? And secondly, how do you go about dating in a way that honors God? So Deborah, thank you. Because we're going to be candid here. Because we have real talk, real truth, and real transformation. So we'll be real in some of the things because it's going to help others and, sharing what was your journey for you and how somebody else can learn from it. First of all, when it comes to choosing your soulmate, like, how do you go about it? Do you did you have a list? How did you go about it? What was your process?
Okay, well, honestly, my process was praying, prayer to God, and also having a certain I wouldn't say list really because I didn't write anything down, but criteria that I had in my mind based off of biblical principles, what the Bible says about marriage, about what a godly man is supposed to be, what a godly relationship looks like, and also, I guess, inevitably, frivolous things on my list, you gotta be tall, you gotta, you have to, right? So those are the things I kind of had in my mind when I was filtering and processing and understanding what I was looking for in a man, and having this also purpose of knowing once I get into a relationship, what is the goal? Am I just dating just to have fun, as a lot of young people do in our culture nowadays? Or am I dating for a purpose? Am I dating to see if we have the possibility of entering into marriage, with that person? So that's, that's kind of how I processed and filtered things.
So you were intentional.
I was very intentional.
If I'm dating, it's like I have an end goal. It's like not just playing. That's good. That's good. And would you say, like, to somebody who is listening to us and saying, okay, I'm at that age. Yes, I'm dating, but like, how do I go about it? Like, do you just forthright ask the person, like, hey, are you thinking of getting married? Or like, how does that work? Like, for you to be able to determine, okay, this is the married material.
Yeah, no, I think, especially for us Christians, it is important to start out the conversation of faith. If we're not on the same level when it comes to faith and values, then automatically disqualified. It's not even worth going on a second date, So ever since the first conversations with that person, you have to, if those things are important for you and they are your core values, then you have to bring them into conversation to see where you align with that other person and understand if, okay, we have similarities, we have understanding here, so then we can move forward into the next stage of like talking further, going out on outings, getting to know each other more, So it's not worth, I think, quote unquote, wasting your time with people that are not, that you have nothing really in common with, because for us Christian women, it is very important that we stand firm on our values when it comes to faith. Because I think a lot of us with this fear of not getting married in time, or not being left behind by other people in our surroundings, getting married and all that, we have this fear of, okay, the first one that comes, I'm gonna take,
Exactly.
This needs to happen pop really quickly. But that's not really the best way to go about it. So I think it's very important to stand firm on our faith, stand firm on our values, and that should be the first criteria on that list that I said I kind of had in my mind. So from there, you go on with the other things and follow through.
It's true, like what you're saying when, being not being rushed. But now for a girl, like, how do they determine like the faith aspect? Because like at the first date, like how would you know? How do you bring it about so that you can know whether you pursue it even to a second date or not? Like, how does that come out? Is it, I don't know, like, because to be honest, like my husband and I, we didn't have the opportunity to date. So I'm learning at the same time here. But like, how would you advise somebody? Like, how would they go about it? To bring it even in conversation, like in what way? Is it going to be, are they interrogating, or like how are they doing it? Just to be able to, for somebody who really doesn't know, like how would they bring it up in conversation?
Yeah, I understand the question. It's I would not say go about it in an interrogatory way, because that will not work.
Are you a Christian?
That is,
do you speak in tongues?
That is a big turn off for men and women. So it's more so bringing it up in a casual way in conversation, talking about whatever it is that you may be talking about. But when you see a window of opportunity where it's like, okay, we can turn this into talking about faith, like pay attention to the conversation and try to find, in your mind already have this concept of, okay, this is where I want to go with this conversation.
Okay.
So you pay attention with the flow of conversation and see where it's going. And once you see a window of opportunity, as I said before, you kind of bring up this topic of faith, bring up this whatever topic that you want to talk about, really, whatever point that you want to find out or characteristics that you want to bring out from that person and understand them further, you kind of bring it up in conversation very casually, very friendly. Nothing like if it's interrogating someone in a prison cell or something.
Okay, this is what I want to talk about, but you're kind of putting it
Okay. It's like being intentional and mindful in a conversation to find out those things that you want to find out and understand the person further to see if it's worth pursuing.
And for you, like, what were some of, like, if I say top 3, what were the top 3 things that were non-negotiable that you said, okay, I would say yes to this person?
Faith, similar values when it comes to respect, kindness, and all of that. A third one, I would say, good question. So I said faith, values, and also I guess who he surrounds himself with, or who his friends are, because who your friends are, who your community is, has a great impact into who you are as a person. So I think those are the 3 things that I kind of paid attention to that would give me indicators as to what kind of person is this man, you know? So, yeah.
And that's important because sometimes you hear things like, okay, respect, values, respect, and you think like that's common sense. But it's not common because I have seen a lot of young men and young women in this generation that are so disrespectful and they have no values at all. So you want to make sure that you have somebody that is civilized, that has good moral compass. Because otherwise, the way they behave outside, imagine in a place where, like, with strangers, like, how are they going to behave with you in the house when they're already getting used to you? Like, how are they going to be? So even though it may seem as if it's common sense, it may seem like, oh, well, that's a no-brainer. Let me tell you, there are people who have spouses that are so disrespectful, and it's not because the other person didn't see it before, but it's because they had not put it as a top priority on their list. So you need to add some of these things that that Deborah is saying. It's very important. Like for me too, it was important to see how does that person treat women, like even the respect. And the other thing is like even in their faith. Like for me, that was a non-negotiable. I didn't care how handsome you are, how rich you are. Like really, like if your faith was not there, like I did not give it a second thought. Yet there's a lot of young women that think, oh, but I'm gonna win them once we are married. I'm gonna win them to the Lord. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
God is clear. You cannot be unequally yoked with unbelievers.
Yeah.
And so don't think that you're going to change somebody's hurt, especially a man's hurt. Yes, the only way to his hurt is through his stomach. That's the only way you're going to get, Other than that, it's not going to change his hurt. So unless God does it, it's not going to be done. So be very careful with this assumption that you're so in love and you think you can fix everything. It's really in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now, moving into the dating, obviously, before you move into the dating, and as you're in the dating stage, that is the area where now you're starting to see and to notice some of these behaviors. I'll give you a simple example. You can be in the restaurant. Let's say, the waitress messed the order. How do they react? Do they overreact? Oh my God. You see that and you're like, oh my gosh, it's not that deep. You shouldn't go off. So it's little things like that as you're now in the dating stage that you're starting to pick up these things. What are some of the things that, constitute dating that honors God? What are some of the things now that you're seeing, okay, makes some sense, we might have a future here. Now you're entering to the dating phase. Like, what are some of the things that you, in the dating, that you would do, like, to in a way that honors God, like in your in that dating, like that period of time, like what are some of the things you're looking for deeper, and just so that you can be able to honor God in your dating.
And dating, I just wanted to say, in dating, you're not married. So if you see the red flags, if you see the unsettling things, you have the opportunity to walk away because you're not bound to that person, So I think things that would honor God in dating would be setting straight boundaries. Like go back to the word and see how God defines purity, holiness when it comes to relationship with other people. And from there, have those boundaries, talk to the person that you're interested in or that you're dating at the time to say, these are my boundaries. Those are non-negotiables. Well, before I say that, I would say ask them first what their boundaries are, because you never know. Some guys out there might say they're Christians. They might come to you trying to win you over, go to church while they're dating, but truly it's just to win you over, to get you to where they want you or to have you in a sense. So ask them first. That's my little tip for ladies out there. Yes. My Christian ladies, ask them first what their boundaries are, what their purpose are when it comes to dating. And then from there on, you can share yours and exchange, because you don't want to present yours and have this quote unquote fake guy, fake Christian that is only answering to what you've put out there before just to please you,
Exactly.
Because it's a very dangerous thing. You think they present their best selves, they put their best selves forward in the dating, but then present their true colors after you've entered into the marriage relationship, that covenant with them, where there's really no way out unless it's death, really. So that's kind of what I would say.
Wow, that's a really good that's a really good tip. You know what, you ask them first, because there's some I'm not going to generalize, but yeah, there's some guys that are lazy.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to do the thinking. So they'll be like, no, you go first. You go first. And then you go like, me too. Me too. I'm like, no, you have a mind of your own. Tell me, what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be the future leader of this home. Like, so if I'm the one who's always just giving ideas and then you're just seconding them, then that's a problem. And I think another thing during this dating phase is being able to see what is his vision. Ladies, what are you buying into? What are you being pitched at? Because there's some guys, they have no sense of direction. All this, they keep on telling you, it's like, oh, you have beautiful eyes. You're so beautiful. But it's like, honey, it's not beauty that builds the marriage. Because once you're there, we know over the years, some parts of our body are going to sag. Like, you're not going to be as beautiful as you are today. Is he still going to be able to honor you like that? And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to be told that you're beautiful and all that. Women, we love those poetic things and we feed on that. But it's being able to understand what is his vision of life? Like, where is he going with this relationship? Because otherwise, it's just going to be dreamland, but until he gets you to where he wants you to be. So be very intentional. And like Deborah said, guide the conversation. Know what you want, so that in the way of the conversation, if he's not bringing what you want, then guide the conversation. Yeah. Gently, subtly. And I know us women, we're good at that. Yeah, we know how to do that. Yeah. And so I just wanted to share this scripture in the Bible. It's in Amos chapter 3, verse 3, that I think it's very important during this dating phase, where it says, do two people walk together unless they have agreed to meet? So you have to have an agreement. Because during the dating phase, that's where you have the agreement. And it was funny because the other day we were talking about proposals and how sometimes some men do these surprise proposals and they go over the moon, to do like a big proposal. And you're like, it's like you're cornered to say yes. And my daughter here, she was saying like a proposal shouldn't be a surprise. It should be like in your conversations, you've kind of agreed to like, yeah, you're heading in the same way. Obviously, the surprise will be you don't know when it's coming, but like that it's coming because you've been talking about it. But if it's like out of the blue, most of the times it's because the guy maybe suspects that you're going to say a no. So they're
putting on a show, doing it in public, just
to get you to say yes. But you're like, what do you do to that? What's your take on that?
Honestly, that was not my case. But honestly, if it's something that we had never talked about and I didn't see the vision or the purpose of the relationship, and the guy, not my husband right now, but the guy, hypothetically, the guy comes and proposes to me in public and all of that. Honestly, not to be disrespectful, but I would have a tendency to just walk away because I'm like, well, what is this? What am I caught into? So it's like, you can't, it wouldn't work out really.
It is uncomfortable. And like, for me too, like, as an introvert, like, that will be like a turn off. Yeah,
terrifying.
Yeah, I would be like, oh my gosh, like, I would not, like, I would just run. I would run, Right? So, so as we're coming to a close, just to reiterate again here, dating that honors God, it's like really you're choosing based on purpose and not on pressure. And if you find yourself that you're being pressured to go into this getting married or into having somebody and settling for less just because everybody around you have, they're married or they have somebody, don't do that, friends. Don't do that, because you have to see your worth. You have to know that you have value in God's eyes to a point that Christ died on the cross for you. So you have value. Yeah. And if you don't see that value in yourself, you will have a tendency of accepting like any low life that is going to come your way just because yourself, you don't value, who you are. You don't see your worth. So it's an encouragement to you all as you're navigating this dating phase, to date with in a way that honors God. I was telling my daughter, like, I didn't have that because we had a long distance relationship with my husband. We were very good friends, and before we started, like, before he proposed. So like we knew each other, we had very good relations, but as friends. And then after that, it moved on into us after the proposal. But if you're in that case where you have somebody who's interested in you, I would say build a relationship, the friendship too first. It's important. Yeah. Build the friendship before even popping into a romanticizing. I don't know. Like for you, how was it? I don't know.
Yeah, for us, it was sort of short, but we had this concept of, we understood and we had talked about, okay, the first contact we have with one another, it's not to say we're boyfriend and girlfriend or we're courting or this and that. It's just, okay, we're friends. If I'm presenting you to my sister or my siblings or whatever, this is my friend so and so, this is my friend Betty, this is my friend Deborah.
It was very confusing when he presented you. I'm like, this is my friend. I know.
Yeah, it was. We kept it very basic, good. Very I guess platonic and friendly in the beginning, because you have to build this foundation of friendship, as you mentioned, because when the lovey-dovey feelings go away further, if you pursue into marriage, when those feelings go away, what is left? Like when you're in an argument, you have to understand that we're brothers and sisters in Christ. You are my friend, and so therefore I'm there to uplift you, to pray for you, and rebuild this connection that brings us back to those lovey-dovey feelings that that we fantasize about, ladies, sometimes. But
exactly.
But yeah, it is very important to have this foundation of friendship and faith, and before coming into okay, so this is a romantic relationship now. And so we're working and evaluating, and then after, maybe, okay, we're entering into marriage now. So there are kind of steps to follow, I would say. Yeah. So friendship is the first.
Absolutely. Look at that. She's a relationship coach already, Friends, what a blessing. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. And yes, I would just give you that reflection right now to go and think and in terms of like, what are some of the areas that you have been compromising, or what are some of the things that you need to address in your dating? If you are dating, and if you're not dating, hey, these are great tips to already have before you step up into that position of dating. So I hope this has been a blessing to you. If it has, send it to a sister, and not in a way like, hey, you should listen to this because you need it. No, but in a way that it's going to uplift them. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, so that you can get other meaningful content like this. And until next time, my dear sisters, stay rooted, stay true, stay grounded. I love you. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye. See you in the next episode.